In a world that never stops talking, Bill Gates learned the power of silence. While others ran after meetings, headlines, and endless noise, he discovered that true breakthroughs don't happen in crowds. They happen in solitude. Every year, Gates would vanish from his busy schedule, leaving behind the comfort of luxury and the constant buzz of technology. He would retreat to a small wooden cabin hidden deep in the forest, a place he called his Think Week. No phone calls, no internet, no distractions. Just him, his thoughts, and a mountain of books and papers. Most people would see this as isolation, maybe even loneliness, but for Gates, it was the exact opposite. It was freedom, in that quiet space, away from the world's noise. And he could finally hear himself think. He used those days not just to dream about the future of technology, but to question everything, his choices, his goals, his purpose. That silence became his secret weapon. It gave him clarity when the world was chaotic. It gave him creativity when others were copying. It reminded him that sometimes, stepping away from the noise is the only way to truly listen to your own genius. Isolation didn't make Bill Gates weaker. It made him sharper. During his Think Weeks, he would dive into hundreds of research papers from scientists, engineers, and thinkers around the world. He wasn't reading for entertainment. He was hunting for insight. In the quiet, his mind connected ideas that no meeting room could have produced. Many of Microsoft's greatest innovations were first imagined during those silent retreats. But beyond business, those moments shaped how he saw life. In isolation, Gates realized how much of human potential is lost because we fear being alone. People chase validation, attention, and constant company, but he learned that wisdom comes when you can sit with your thoughts without distraction. He once said that some of his best ideas came when he was bored, because boredom forces your mind to wander, to explore, to invent. Gates treated isolation like a laboratory for the mind. He didn't see it as escaping the world. He saw it as preparing to change it. Every time he returned from Think Week, he came back transformed, more focused, more confident, and more determined to act on what mattered most. That's what isolation does. It resets the brain. But the power of isolation isn't only about productivity, it's about understanding yourself. Bill Gates realized that when you strip away the noise, you face your truth. There's no one to impress, no competition, no filters, just you and your mind. For many, that silence is uncomfortable. But for Gates, it became a mirror that showed him who he really was. He learned that success means nothing if your mind is crowded with other people's opinions. In those days of quiet, he often reflected on his mistakes, his regrets, and his hopes for the world. That self-reflection became the foundation of his future work. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, his humanitarian projects, and his focus on global health and education. Those weren't ideas born in boardrooms. They were born in stillness. Gates's isolation reminded him that even a billionaire must remain a student of life. And that's the paradox. When you're alone, you realize how deeply connected you are to the world. You see your role more clearly. You understand your responsibilities better. Solitude for Gates was not escape. It was evolution. Today, in an era where every second is filled with noise, from phones to notifications to endless opinions, Bill Gates' lesson about isolation feels more important than ever. The man who built one of the biggest technology empires on Earth still believes that wisdom grows in silence. He encourages young people to unplug, to think deeply, to spend time alone, not as punishment, but as practice. Because when you stop listening to everyone else, you finally start hearing yourself. Gates' life proves that isolation isn't about cutting yourself off from the world. It's about preparing yourself to contribute to it. Every invention, every foundation, every big idea begins in one quiet moment of thought. And that's what Gates wants the world to understand. Success is not just built in meetings or on screens. It's built in the mind. Solitude gives space for ideas to breathe, for emotions to heal, and for clarity to emerge. So, the next time life feels loud and messy, remember what Bill Gates did. Step away, take a deep breath, and let the silence speak. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is to be alone and think.